All right, let's practice adding these numbers. Let's do these questions, adding and subtracting numbers in base 2. Okay, very easy. So we'll start with these ones. So because there are so many ones and zeros, I'll prefer to write the numbers from the right, just for base 2. So we have 1, 1, 1, 0, 1, 1, and then plus 0, 0, 1, 0, 1. Okay. So they're all in base 2. You can just write the base 2 here. All right. So very simple. 1 plus 0 is 1. 1 plus 0 again is still 1. It gets tricky when we do this. So 1 plus 1 is 2. Normally it's 2. Okay. So if I write 2 here. But because we are doing base 2, the moment we get to 2 is like you reset. Okay. Because we are just like when you say, let's say 11 plus 9. Okay. 11 plus 9 is 10, but we're not going to write 10 here. What we'll write is a 0, and then it's like we're going to reset. So once we say 1 plus 1, that is 2. Okay, so what we do now is, what is 2 divided by 2? 2 divided by 2 is 1 with a remainder of 0. Now, the remainder, I'll put it in green, or in green. The remainder, we now write it here, which is a 0. Okay, and then let me give this in, let me use this red one. Okay, so while this one here, we can now move it to the next number. So that one will come here. Okay, you can see the 0 stays here. So this 0, the remainder, while the whole number, which is 1, goes to the next one. So 1 plus 0 plus 0, that's still 1. So let me make it in black. So again, we have another 1 plus 1, which is 2. So 2 divided by 2 is, because we're dividing by 2 because we're in the base 2. So 2 divided by 2 is 1 with a remainder of 0. Again, we're going to write the remainder down here. And then we take the whole number, the 1, to the next number. So 1. Again, we have another 1 plus 1, which is 2. 2 divided by 2 is 1, remainder 0. We keep the 0. Sorry. 0 is in green. We keep the 0. And then we'll move the 1 to the next number. Although there's no next number, just put it in front. And then 1 plus 0, because there's nothing in front, is going to be 1. Let me write that in black. So in essence, our number is going to be 1001011 base 2. Okay, and that will be option D in 1001011 base 2. Okay, so it's just that whenever you get a 2, okay, this is just what happened. So whenever you get a 2, so the numbers you're most likely to get are, whenever you get 2 and above. Okay, for example, you get a 2, simply divided by the base, which is 2, it gives you 1 remainder 0. Okay, you keep the 0, and then you take the 1 to the next number. If you get a 3, if you add and you get a 3, same thing. 3 divided by 2 is 1, remainder 1. Okay, so we're going to keep the 1 and then move this 1 to the next. So that's how you do it. That's just how you do it. It's actually quite simple like that. Okay, now so we're going to about D. The answer is D. So let's do this one. Add. Okay. I'm going to bring this down here. We're going to add, I'll write it from the right. So we'll have 1, 0, 1, 1. Okay, we have 1, 1, 1, 0, 1, and then we have 1, 1, 1. All right, so let's add these ones very quickly. Let's start. So 1 plus 1 is 2, plus another one, which is 3. Since remember we're in base 2. Okay, we're in base 2. So 3 divided by 2, we use black. Right? 3 divided by 2, that is 1, remainder 1. Okay, we keep this one, then we move this one to the next number. Yeah, this is going to be 1 here. And then we move this one in red to the next number. So 1 plus 0 plus 1, so that's 3 again. The same thing. We keep this one, and then we move to the next number. Okay, 1. Now, this is the interesting part. So this is 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 is equal to 4. But there is a catch here. You know that 4 divided by 2 is 2 remainder 0. So are we going to write, are we going to move 2 to the next number? Yes. Okay, we just have to move, because we're going to leave we're going to leave the 0 here. Okay, this 0 is going to stay here. Okay, here. Now that 2, because that 2 is going to go to the next number, which is this. Okay, but it's like, I thought you said we don't need to. Yes, but since we're going to transfer it to the next number, we can still add it and get 3. So if we add these 2 and 1, we're going to get 3. Okay, and then 3 divided by 2 is 1 remainder 1. Okay, so the remainder stays, and the other one goes here. So 1 plus 1 is 2. 2 divided by 2 is 1 remainder 0. 2 divided by 2 is 1 remainder 0. So the 0 stays. The 0 is going to stay here. And the 1 is going to move to the next number or the next value. And then 1 plus 0 is just 1. So in all, we have 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, 1. So you're asking, why did I keep this 2? Because this 2, we're still going to add it. Okay, we're still going to add it to this one and get, because it's going to move. This 2 that is here is not going to be what is going to be. It's not going to be written here. It's going to be written at the top, and then we can add it to the next numbers and then get our remainder. So that's how it. Let me undo. Let me remove the 2. But there's no. Let me just keep it here. So answer is 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, 1 is 2. And that is number option C. Option C. Okay. So whenever you get a 4. 4 divided by 2 is 2 remainder 0. Keep the 0. Okay, keep the 0 and then you move the 2 to the next number, and then you just and then you use it. Okay. Next question. Okay, this one. There are no options, but let's just do it. This is subtraction now. Okay, so we have 1, 0, 0, 1, 1 minus 1, 0, 1, 1. Okay, so very easy. 1 minus 1 is 0. 0 minus 0 is 0. But here we have 0, 0 minus 1. So what do you do here? Okay, we're going to borrow. Let me take you back to base 10. Let's say where we have 92 minus 5, for example. Obviously, you can't subtract 5 from 2. What do? You borrow, you get 1 to make it 12. Okay, you're actually borrowing 10 because we're dealing with base 10. So this 10 plus 3 is going to be 12. So 12 minus 5 is 7. We're left with 8, and it becomes 87. So since we're dealing with base 2, what we're going to borrow from this one is actually 2. Let me write that in red. 2. Because we're dealing with, so because 0, obviously, you can't subtract 1 from 0. So you have to borrow from the next number. And because we're in base 2, we're going to borrow 2. What is 2 minus 1? 2 minus 1 is 1. Okay. Now, because we borrowed from this one, we're left with 0. So again, what do? We borrow from the next one. What are we going to borrow? We're going to borrow 2. Okay. This becomes 2 minus 1, which is equal to 1. And because we borrowed from this one, we're left with 0 here. There's nothing here. So answer is 1100. Okay. And if you add them together, I'm sure you get, okay, if you add if um you add this one and these, you add these two together, so 1101 plus 1100. This is 1 plus 0 is 0. 1 0. So 1 plus 1 is 2. So 2 divided by 2 is 1 remainder 0. So the 0 stays here. We move the 1 to the other side. I'm sorry, let me put this in red. 1 plus 1, that's 3. 3 divided by 2 is 1 remainder 1. 1, this one stays, while this one moves to the next value. So take it here. So there's nothing else. We have 1. So we have, in all, we have 11001. And this is what we had before. So you can see it's quite easy. Okay, as long as you know what to carry and know how to divide it by 2, this is actually very easy. All right, so I hope I was able to explain it very well. Thank you and have a nice day.